Well, it is 101, so I think we'll go ahead and get things started. People are going to continue filing in, but that's okay. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us for our industry connection. My name is David Van Cleef. I am the Education Director here at AACT. We are thrilled to have you here to learn more about Kendra Scott and how they can help your company raise money in a wonderful and beautiful way. But before we do that, I just want to plug a few more upcoming webinars we have coming up. Coming up on September 26th, we have a bonus webinar that's all about holiday marketing and how you can use and utilize the crazy holiday sales in America to benefit your theater, benefit season subscriptions. That is going to be a wonderful time, so we encourage you to register for that. That one is free for members. If you're an ACT member, it is free for you. It's only $10 if you are not a member. So information is at aact.org/webinars. And then coming up on September 17th, we have our next roundtable, which is all about production team roles and responsibilities. That's going to be on, like I said, on September 17th. If you have any questions about how often you should be meeting as a production team or what those production roles look like, this is a session for you. That one is also free for ACT members. I'll tell you a little bit more about other webinars coming up after today's presentation, but for now, I will pass things over to, before I do that, the biggest one, questions. If you have questions for our speaker today, Ileana from Kendra Scott, go ahead and pop those into the Q&A option at the bottom of your screen. You should see that on Zoom. Go ahead and open that up. That's the best place to send questions. Keep the chat open. I know she has some prompts for you. She'll be asking you questions that you can send answers in the chat window, but leave the Q&A window for questions to make sure that we get to all of them at the end of today's presentation. So now that I've covered all that, I will pass things over to Ileana. Thank you so much for joining us, everyone.
Thank you all for taking the time to learn about how Kendra Scott can be a community partner to each of you and the theaters that you are a part of. And thank you so much to the American Association of Community Theater for having me today. I'm excited to share a little bit about me, about Kendra, about our core mission as a company and our core values, and then also how we can partner together throughout the year. All right, so starting off with a little bit about me on the next slide, we have a couple of pictures. I thought it was important for me to give some background about myself. So my name is Ileana Silva. I'm born and raised from El Paso, Texas, and I actually have had a couple of experiences through community theater, and one being that in high school, I was introduced to music theater. And specifically, it was for the role of Audrey for Little Shop of Horrors. And that really exposed me to a whole new passion of mine. And on the left, you'll see a picture of me and my co-dancer that we were part of a community production called Viva El Paso. So that actually was a production that was started here locally and is still going on to this day. Fun fact, my mom actually was part of the founding cast members of this community production 35 years before I actually did it myself. So it's definitely a multi-generational show that everyone looks forward to every summer. And on the right is a picture of a community theater that I was a part of called Center Stage El Paso. Unfortunately, it's no longer around, but that is why I'm here today, is to advocate for our community theaters. And it really provided me an opportunity to just be able to offer my talent to my community, be able to perform, do what I was passionate about. And not only for me, but all those people in that photo. And so I wanted to start off with a quick little prompt. Can anyone guess what play we were doing in that photo? You can drop it in the chat. Yes. Lexi, you're right on the dot right there. Yeah, Grease. That was one of the first plays I did, and I was casted as Cha-Cha for the play. So it was a lot of fun. And now fast forward to, I went to college, I graduated with a marketing degree, and I ended up joining Kendra Scott. On the next slide, there's a picture of Kendra. And there's a very famous quote of hers, which is now something that we live by as being part of the company. And that is that she believes that the truest form of success is giving back, and it's measured by our impact on those around us. And so this is Kendra, and she is still very much involved in our company as a founder, executive chairwoman, and the creative officer. And she started her company in 2002 with $500 in a dream. Truly, she's the epitome of an American dream story. She would hand make all her first few jewelry collections, and she would sell out of little tea box to different boutiques in Austin, Texas. She is a Texas founded brand, so very different in the sense that it wasn't founded on an East or a West Coast. She kind of made the rules on her own and decided to open up something right in the middle of the country. So she really saw some white space to create a luxury, affordable, just beautiful with a lot of integration of color collection of jewelry and also a lifestyle brand. So she really leaned into that and created the brand that is now Kendra Scott. So what really captivated me about our brand when I was, considering working or joining the force is the fact that she was heavily focused on philanthropy. So the three core pillars of our company is family, fashion, and philanthropy. Family, we truly believe that treating our customers and our employees like family, that is what we live by. And I've seen that pillar come to life in many different ways. Fashion, obviously, like we want to be on top of the trends and be able to provide different people with the opportunity to purchase affordable luxury items that maybe are not out there in the market. And maybe they hadn't considered Kendra Scott before. So we obviously stay on top of the trends, what's fashionable, what's in, to be able to bring that fashion pillar to life. And then philanthropy is at the forefront of everything that we do. It's integrated in my everyday work, and my team actually is across the country. So we are the regional marketing philanthropic manager team, and our responsibility is to ensure that our brand has a pulse at a hyper local level and has community partners, potentially like our community theater partners that are on this call today. So that way we're able to support where we can. And that is truly really important to us because, again, the truest form of success to our brand is giving back. So that's a little bit about what the company was founded on and a little bit about Kendra Scott. And I think it's important too to summarize a little bit of what we have done, especially in the last year in 2023. There is a summary of all the different causes that we were able to touch, which is 11,700 local causes that we were able to support through our Kendra Gives Back program. And that is the program that I'll be talking to you about today. In addition, we have been able to support 40,000 pieces of jewelry to support nonprofit fundraising. So think silent auction, think a raffle, a giveaway, any sort of initiative that a nonprofit organization would need an in-kind donation for. We've been there to support that. And then there's also there's a few more touch points on here that we support, like metastatic breast cancer research. We support literacy initiatives. We support students at the K.S. Welly Institute at UT Austin and just different hospitals across the nation. So I truly think that whenever you're looking into partnering with someone new, it's important to understand that we're not just, it's not just like a one-time and done type of thing. It's an actual partnership, and we really put we put our stakes where we're, saying that we are passionate about our philanthropy pillar. So it's important for me to highlight this because I'm really proud about working for a company that, goes above and beyond to make a difference in the world. And I, being a very huge advocate of performing arts and community theater, that is why I'm here today to share a little bit more about our Kendra Gives Back initiative. So on the next slide, is just a summary of what I'll be talking about today, a retail giving from a community support lens, and then employee giving as well. So community support is, again, it's what we do. We invite our communities and our customers to join in on meaningful work that allows us to fundraise for a close cause that is near and dear to your heart through our Kendra Gives Back events and with in-kind donations. So our Kendra Gives Back events are held locally within your local community, and it allows the community theater in this context to be able to fundraise in a really fun and I would say less labor way. I've been a part of a lot of nonprofits before, and one of the most labor intensive part of being a volunteer is the fundraising part of it and like all the work that goes into it. So we pride ourselves on being able to provide a platform where it's in a beautiful setting. We provide staff to work the event. We even provide sips and sweets for everyone to enjoy throughout that 2-hour time period in our store. And it's a really just fun way to bring the community together, rally behind the theater. And it's also a great way to capture even new audiences that maybe you haven't tapped into just yet, or don't know about the community theater or the upcoming shows that you're having locally. So it's also an outreach tool. And I love the give back format just because it can be tailored in many different ways. Think about it as a blank canvas. You can have it as a kickoff for a new show season, or maybe you want to celebrate the holidays with the local community theater and its following, or maybe you want to have a meet and greet for a upcoming show, like for the cast. That would be a perfect opportunity to integrate these events into. And the beautiful thing about this model is that we can do it at any time of the year. And it can also be reflected as a virtual event. So we have the capability to create a unique give back code that is unique to the event, and it's live for 48 hours. So for a total of 48 hours, anyone in the United States can go on kendrascott.com and they apply that give back code at checkout, and they will be able to donate 20% of their purchase to your local community theater. So that really broadens the opportunities to be able to reach different audiences beyond your local, maybe city limits. So that is our Kendra Gives Back program. And we can also take this model offsite. So in the event that you have a show that you really feel it speaks to something that we can align our pieces with, or maybe you just feel like the audience would resonate, would have like if we brought a pop-up to your show, it would resonate with that audience, which we've done before, and it has worked really well. But we leave it to you as the experts of your networks and your reach to be able to let us know, hey, I really think, an in-store event would do really well, or I really would love for you to be on site supporting our show. And either a way that we activate this model, we do the 20% give back, whether it be virtual, in-store, or off-site at one of your shows or another event that you might have throughout the year. Another opportunity that we have through our Kendra Gives Back community support pillar is our in-kind donations. And we are proud to support any nonprofit with in-kind product donations. We usually handle these requests through our submittable portal, which I have linked here for reference, but you can also go on our Kendra Scott website, and under Kendra Gives Back, there is a tab on there for We Give Back, and then there's a link to that submittable platform as well to submit your request for an in-kind donation. And it goes directly to the appropriate team that will be filling out your product donation. We do ask that it's for a local, so someone locally can pick it up and make sure that the product donation gets to you all. If there's a more of a remote ask, there is a separate team that handles those, but it's definitely doable. But just on here, I also wanted to highlight, the metrics that we had behind these events. They're a very successful model. It's tried and true. We've seen a lot of great organizations have really great give back numbers. And really, the idea behind this model is that we rally the community, that it's important for everyone to understand why we're getting together, why we are driving everybody to shop at Kendra Scott on September 11th at 5 p.m. So it's an opportunity for you to not only reach a new audience, connect with those that you already have as part of your network, and then also fundraise. That's a big opportunity there. There's been different ways that we can also speak to, like, for example, if there is a specific color of your theater that you want to highlight, we can definitely highlight specific pieces for that event that speak directly to your branded colors. Or we can maybe, one of the shows is highlighting some sort of novelty item like a butterfly, or there's different opportunities that we can highlight different pieces. That way it's a focal point whenever you're speaking to the promotion of the event. But really the main groundwork, if you will, for this program is the promotion piece, and really making sure that everybody that you know in your circles, your family, friends, networks, professional networks, know that this event is happening, and drive everybody to Kendra Scott during that time. So yeah, on the next slide, we have also another opportunity that we offer through our employee giving, and that is also under our philanthropic pillar. We obviously have a very strong culture of giving at Kendra Scott, and we really empower all of our employees to use their philanthropic time that they get allotted every year. So in the event that maybe you need help with a set, building a set or something, I know community theater needs a lot of help sometimes, a lot of hands, with props or anything that you may need throughout the year. This could be a really great opportunity to have a touch point with our local teams and be able to provide them an opportunity to not only do good, but also redeem their hours and their paid hours that we get through our company. So last year we were able to redeem 5,700 hours for employees across the country redeeming that philanthropy time in 2023. So on here, there's a couple of, examples of some of our employees redeeming those hours. But again, if there's any need in terms of community theater, what the community theater might need, we're happy to support in that way as well. And then I would just like to close with a quote from Kendra. And I thought it was very telling to what we're talking about today, because like me, I, was involved in community theater, and it did a lot of wonders for me, especially as a young girl. And I do feel like it shaped me to be the person that I am today, professionally, personally. So I definitely think that, with us being able to partner together at a hyper local level and being able to support your local community theaters, you never know what kind of impact you're making. And I already know you all are very much involved in, your local areas, but being able to expand this partnership is not only important to me, but also our company, because we want to be able to continue a full flame of, multiple performing artists across our country and our communities. And so I'm going to quote Kendra: "It's like a spark. One spark leads to another and another and another. Then you have a full flame. Then you get a fire going." And so today, that is truly what I hope to ignite in each of you today, is that we have the full flame, and we hope to keep the fire going to make sure that our community theaters are healthy, and they are at the backbone of our local communities, and being able to provide an outlet for local performing artists like everyone on this call. So with that, I will leave my contact information. This is my direct mobile phone number and my email as well, through Kendra Scott. I'm available for any questions that you may have, any, brainstorming thoughts. I'm open to that. I can also link you to your local, regional marketing manager as well. We have about 25 across the country, so you might fall under a different person, but I am happy to be that connecting point for our brand and for you all as well. So I really appreciate the time taken today to learn a little bit more about what we have to offer as a brand. And we hope to connect with you all on a local level and be able to help fundraise for your local community theater. All right, let me see if we have any questions. I don't see any, but if anyone has any questions, you can drop it in the Q&A box or on the chat, whatever is easier for you. Okay, is there an average? Okay, for an event. Yeah, so an average give back, let's see. Okay, so the average give back would be, I've seen anywhere from like $200 to $5,000. It's really up to what I like about this model. It's like what you get, what you put into it is what you get out of it. And so there's a lot of flexibility. There is no cap, which is incredible, because usually there tends to be caps on the give back dollars, but there is no cap. So you can really make as much money as you would like. And again, what I want to emphasize is that the promotional part of it is probably the most labor intensive part of the program in order to ensure that the event is successful. Is there a cost for the theater? Let's see. Is there a cost for the theater for taking advantage of these opportunities? There is no cost at all. We hope to initiate a ongoing partnership with the community theater. When we start, sometimes when we start relationships, it's small, and then we grow it year after year. We start thinking about different ways on how to promote the event. We lean on different things that you might be speaking to at within your local communities, and just reinvigorate the model too, because that's what makes it exciting year after year. And that's how we're able to see a higher return year after year as well. But I definitely, there is no cost to start the partnership. And I would encourage everyone too, that if you haven't already checked out a Kendra Scott in your local area, you can Google Kendra Scott store, or you can go on our website. There's a store locator on there, so that way you can see what closest store is to you. And if there isn't, I can help with setting up a virtual give back, and it can be 100% virtual. So it doesn't have to be in a store, it doesn't have to be at an event, but there's different ways that we can activate. Okay. Any other questions? All right. David, I think we're going to be right at time, so it's awesome.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much. And thank you all for attending. And like I said, we'll be posting this. Oh, we did have another question. What kind of lead time do you need to set it up?
That's a great question. So I would recommend anywhere from like 30 days to about a 2-week lead time period. I wouldn't do anything less than two weeks because of just promotional time period. Again, the more time you have, the better. But again, you don't want to have too much time because people tend to forget about events. So I would say like a save the date at a 30-day mark, and then start the heavy promotion at the 2-week mark, and then the next week leading up to the event. So it takes about 7 touch points for someone to act upon a promotional item or a promotional ad or a piece or whatever you might be putting out there. So 7 times, think about it that way. So if you're thinking about like promoting on Facebook, email, by text, calling. Those are all touch points that you can incorporate, or if you're going to do it all via social media, that's good too, but just having enough time to do all 7.
I have a question. Do you have a little cheat sheet that these organizations could use that mention the touch points, that mention successful things that have been done by other groups?
Yes, we do provide a promotional guide and just like a start to finish. So before the event, during the event, and then post event on tips and tricks and things that we have seen work really well. So we can provide that.
Great.
Fantastic. Well, I think everyone here knows that, as you said at the beginning, fundraising for theaters is so important and it can be so labor intensive, and to have an opportunity that has been proven to be successful that doesn't require all those labor hours, I think is fantastic. So thank you for sharing this opportunity. And I believe we will have a Kendra Scott piece in our silent auction at ACT Fest, which is a great reminder that if you have not registered for ACT Fest, get on it. We've had registration open now for a whopping 10 days. So why are you sleeping on it? Go ahead and register now and make sure that you get there, get the VIP, and you can bid on the Kendra Scott piece that we'll have in our silent auction. If you have any other questions, I'm going to open up that slide again, so that you can, if you didn't, you can write down the contact information for Ileana. But thank you all so much for joining us. We'll see you at another ACT webinar or ACT event soon.
Thank you all.